There's been the Health and Human Services on the federal level, the Health and Human Services in Illinois, the Health and Human Services in Texas. There's been the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. There has been the Department of Justice. There has been the Senate Judiciary Committee. That's just the start. Every single one of those entities has been contacted multiple times about a fraudulent misdiagnosis as mentally ill that was not that. And that was allowed to be billed to Medicare and Social Security, and was also allowed to be fraudulently mischaracterized as a payment of back wages lost due to disability for the years of 2009 and 2010. It was fraud. And every day you refuse to formally acknowledge that you bear full 100% responsibility for the implications. There was a second mental health diagnosis in 2017. Completely conflicting diagnosis administered under willfully and intentionally fraudulent pretenses. All billing records have been disappeared. You've also been alerted to that. Every day you refuse to take responsibility for that, it's on you. And now we're also talking about state of Texas, the Texas Insurance Commission, which has a distinct jurisdiction separate from the rest of the government. We're also talking about the State Office of Risk Management. Every day you refuse to acknowledge it was a fraudulent diagnosis, all patient notes, all medical billing records, all of the credit students who observed it as part of their education got, all the teachers that got credit for supervising those students, all clinical trials involving R&D on anything that came from those diagnoses are fraudulent. Any derivative agreements based on a passage of a certain time frame so they can be anonymized and sold to other people are fraudulent and intentionally aimed at sabotaging whoever you gave them to. Every day you refuse to acknowledge that it accrues and is your responsibility. Now, if you use that, as I understand you did, or any attempt at legal redress, which you just flagrantly refuse to acknowledge, to finance a biological terrorist attack, which I know you did, you are also responsible for that. This is not about disclosure. The cat is already out of the bag. You already know. This isn't about disclosure anymore. It's already known, and you're not going to be able to extort people into keeping quiet to cover your ass. Every day, you refuse to give me personally a formal acknowledgement as my insurance that those were fraudulent and that they were intentionally acquired and that it had no fault of my own. You, every single one of you that conspired with it, bears full responsibility. And there's no waiver. There's no waiver. And there's no sovereign immunity. You don't get to be immune anymore. The statute of limitations on your immunity is run out.